Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 268. My name is Eric.
I am Jason.
How's it going?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
Not too bad, except for... I want to start off this show by saying I was a little disappointed when we started watching this movie.
Okay.
We don't have to go right into the movie thing yet, but I need to get this off my chest. I really thought this was a film adaptation of the Kurt Dins, Barbarian comic.
Right.
And...
It's not.
It's not.
No, it's spelled differently.
Yeah. I thought they did that.
That should have been your first clue, honestly.
Well, sometimes the Hollywood changes things.
Right, yeah.
I figured they'd add a monkey sidekick and change the name, the spelling or whatever. Yeah. And I don't really care, because I don't really care much for Kurt's work.
Right.
But I was just hoping he would become a millionaire.
Sure.
And then we could, borrow money from him.
Mooch off him.
Right.
Right. At least have him sponsor us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, Kurt, you can go ahead and sponsor us if you
can
want.
Still sponsor us. Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Yeah, I've been drinking all night.
Sure.
I need a sponsor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty upset about
right.
the whole deal.
Yeah, well,
I was really misled maybe even by
right.
myself, mostly because no one told me anything. I just assumed.
I would also say that your first clue, other than
the
spelling, was that Joaquin Phoenix is a good actor,
right?
But do you really see him in a barbarian-esque type role?
After that trip hop DJ thing, he could do anything. I thought maybe this whole time he really was a barbarian.
Oh,
that's how good of an actor he is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you were disappointed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I was glad that we got to... It's been a long time since we had a field trip and got to go to the movies together.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
It was fun. This is my second theater-going experience today.
Wow.
And unfortunately, usually, because I've done that in the past. I've talked about it. My nefarious movie trips. Yeah,
there's nothing nefarious about this one.
No. The showings were so far apart that I
couldn't sneak in.
I had to leave. But luckily, like you said, you had a friend who pulled some strings, and we were able to get some free passes.
Yep, it was just us.
Yeah,
nobody else in the theater.
Pretty awesome.
It was pretty good.
It was a vastly different experience from the earlier movie I went to.
More crowded.
Yes.
Yeah,
but totally fine with that.
Mm.
Yeah. So we saw the movie Her.
The Spike Jonze latest film.
Yes.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this movie. Review?
Probably, maybe.
I feel like this will be more hard to not spoil than anything.
That it is, out in theaters as well, so not a lot of people will have an opportunity to see it yet, maybe.
Right.
Because, I'll go ahead and say this. It's not necessarily a movie that you should see in theaters.
Right. Yeah.
Other than just to support it if you want.
I could imagine watching it at home would have been just as good as our experience.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a very quiet thing.
Right.
It's visually very nice, but nothing that you need to see on a giant 60-foot screen.
There's no Megatrons and Optimus Primes.
Exactly.
Right.
Nothing that you need stereo surround to fully experience.
Jan de Bont did not direct this.
No, he did not.
Oh, I wish. That would have been so much better.
I know he's your favorite director of all time.
No, he's maybe third. Roland Emmerich is definitely number one. And then whoever did Goliath is number two.
Goliath. Oh, that shitty cat movie.
Yeah.
I had almost forgotten.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Every once in a while, when my brain makes a joke that there's going to be a sequel, I'm going to pick it just so you can veto it.
Right.
But I'm glad that's never happened. So maybe there might be some spoilers.
There might be some spoilers, yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it yet, or, unless you just don't care.
Yeah. Maybe us spoiling it will be the, what sways your decision to see it or not.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
But
stranger things have happened.
If you're like me and you try to avoid spoilers as much as humanly possible, then this episode might not be for you.
Right.
Yeah. Until after you see it in the movie.
Right.
Yeah. But if you've seen it, or you don't care to see it, or whatever,
keep on listening.
keep on keeping on.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So the very end of the movie, when no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, you know what this movie's about, kids. It's Joaquin Phoenix fucks his computer, his modem.
Sure. Yeah.
No,
it is not that. It is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. This movie made me sick to my stomach
Really?
on so many levels.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It is. Kind of wish I hadn't seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I do not feel good. I do not feel good at all.
Oh. It is kind of a emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it is. When I say that it's the worst movie I've ever seen, I don't mean that it's the worst movie I've ever seen. It is the worst movie that I could have possibly seen currently.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It touches a lot of
A lot of raw nerves.
a lot of raw nerves, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of raw emotional nerves.
Yeah.
I do not feel good right now.
Oh. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was wondering why you didn't finish your popcorn in the
Yeah,
theater. You left it sitting there.
Well, also, I don't like popcorn.
Oh, that's why. I should never have ordered you that popcorn.
Yeah. You were feeling generous because we got to see a free movie.
Right. I was like, what the hell? $18 for popcorn seems like a steal at this point. But, okay. So, it's in the future, the not too distant future.
Not too distant future. It's like Robot and Frank.
Yeah.
It is like in a future where everything is it's all heading this way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing that we saw was like, what?
Right.
It's just like, oh, that's probably like 2 years from now.
Right. Exactly. Like if you want to get crazy with it, you could maybe consider this a prequel to the Terminator movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because towards the end, there gets to be a little bit of a Skynet type feeling happening.
Right. Yes.
Not ominous,
Just,
but
yeah, similar.
just a little out of reach.
Right.
Yeah.
I can see that.
The robots are becoming self-aware.
Right. Which, it starts out as a really positive way because Joaquin Phoenix, he's kind of a lonely dude and he's, getting ready to go to sign his divorce papers and
Right.
and he's found this new operating system that sounds like Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, it does.
And not only does it sound like her, but it's got a lot of personality. Maybe even more than Scarlett Johansson.
We can't say that for sure.
No.
We don't know a thing about that.
We have no
woman.
idea. Yeah, we have no idea. I'm just saying maybe.
Yeah.
Because she seems to have a lot of personality.
Sure, yeah. She's a fine actress.
She's alright.
She's the Black Widow.
Yeah, she's alright.
She is going to be in the new Captain America movie. I'm excited about that.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
As Black Widow.
As Black Widow. Yeah.
Not as Steve Rogers' operating system.
Not as Steve Rogers' operating system. The Black Widow should have her own movie, I say.
Yeah.
I say!
There you go. Make it happen.
And if not, maybe just a team-up movie between her and Hawkeye. Because those two need more exposure.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
And she was in Ghost World,
Yeah.
which I really enjoyed.
A Match Point.
Never seen it.
Yeah, she's good.
That's a Woody Allen movie, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm never going to see that.
Oh, you've seen Woody Allen movies?
I have seen Woody Allen movies.
You're
but,
done with them?
I'm done with them. Yeah.
But because you're done enjoying his movies, or because of all the off-screen stuff?
Because of all the off-screen stuff.
Okay.
There's only, I have a certain limit as far as separating art from artist.
Right. But isn't that kind of right now just allegations? Innocent until proven guilty. This is America, Eric.
Nope.
I can't believe I'm having this argument with my operating system. I should have told you guys from the beginning. It's just me in this room doing this podcast. It has been for years.
Yep.
Eric is my sentient operating system.
I'm just a smartphone with an earplug.
He is. Yeah.
But the sex is great.
It is. Yeah. Not very messy, surprisingly. But yeah. Okay, so Joaquin Phoenix plays Theodore.
Yep.
He's got this new operating system, and he's kind of smitten with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard not to be.
It's very likable.
It's very likable. It has a lot of personality, like you said. It's got a sexy voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's
funny.
Little smoky.
Oh,
You got a little bit of a smoker
thing.
kind of thing going on.
It's probably those. It's got to be those. Probably,
Yeah.
but it's got to be those e-cigarettes because electronic cigarettes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
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 See what I did there?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
That was a little operating system humor for you.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I figured
I appreciate it.
your kind likes that.
Yeah. I mean, I've told you before, that's your operating system. I really kind of hate your puns.
Right. Oh, see, I thought that was a typo. These are my buns. That's
No.
why I've been working out so much.
Yeah, well, I mean, you should have been anyway.
I needed to.
You need to, yeah.
It's all those donut. I used to live right by a donut store,
Yeah.
but I did ride my bike over there, so I thought it would balance out. Not really though.
Yeah, it depends on how many of the
I
donuts
usually
you-
got two at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you'd have just gotten the one donut.
Right.
and
Or if I would have
maybe
rode around the block maybe an extra time.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the long way to the donut
I
shop.
should have done that. Yeah. But I love the shortcut because it was through this like fence that had a hole in it. You can't pass that up.
It's true.
Where are we at?
We're reviewing this movie. I don't really want to talk about it.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
I could easily. I mean, more than once did I think during this movie is like I would like to have a Samantha
Yeah. Like an operating system who.
talks to you and is evolving and has basically it's self-aware.
Right.
Yeah.
She's kind of always there and
Yep.
cares about you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see them selling really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they never come out and say it like too explicitly throughout the movie, but it does apparently become a thing, like in that world.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
everybody's using them and.
Yeah, you can just see people in the background like talking to themselves and then like holding the little phone
Right.
thingies. It's a weird phone.
It kind of looks like an iPhone, kind of.
A little bit like it's
Or an
it's,
iPad, or an iPod, kind of.
a little bit more like an iPod. It folds.
Right.
So it kind of almost looks like a little book, but it has all the capabilities of a smartphone, and it has a living computer brain inside of it, apparently, that can talk to other computer living brain.
And they're not all Samantha, because one of the other characters has, I forget what his friend's operating system's name
Was
was.
it like Sarah or something like
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
But yeah, like it does become sort of a thing in the world of the movie. But
I love like this. This is a scene that happened that like really, I thought was really funny. It was Theodore was kind of keeping a secret from most people that he was dating his operating system.
right,
And he just refers to his girlfriend Samantha when
Right.
he's like, I'm meeting my, and they're like, oh, why don't you go on a double date tomorrow night? And he's like, oh, she's an operating system. They're like, yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
there's not even like the stutter there. They're just like, oh, sweet, yeah, okay, bring her along.
Yeah.
Because in this future, it's like nobody really thinks that's weird,
Right.
which that was pretty awesome.
Right. And, yeah, like if this was a thing that was going to happen, which again, probably a couple years.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
now that the movie's out there.
Right.
They're like, accelerate production.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But something. I don't know.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yep. It's coming.
But yeah, and then, and then inevitably, because, it's a movie,
Right.
things start to maybe go sour a little bit.
Right. Or because, it is reflecting real life.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that's why it goes sour, because real life is awful.
yeah. It's kind of, it's kind of,
Easy.
it's sad. It's sad, yeah. Because you really, like, it's so well written.
Yeah. You totally get invested into
Their relationship.
everything.
Yeah.
Like you get invested into to Theodore and into Samantha, who you never see on screen. You
Right.
just hear her voice.
Yeah.
Because she is a thing that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Technically.
Not tangibly.
Right.
And yeah, you really believe everything, like you said, everything, because even though it is futuristic and there's things there that aren't here now, it's not Blade Runner-y at all.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like just a couple years away, and it
Right,
just really feels like you're watching something that's gonna happen in a couple years.
Right. And because I think at the core of this, I mean, it is it's a love story and it's a drama, but it's also a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And I've been, whiling away my time at work, whenever there's, no new podcasts of anything I listen to, listening to audiobooks. And,
Right.
I've got quite a few of, sci-fi books that I've been listening to, and, one of them was Dune, which, I've now thoroughly convinced myself is just a bullshit property. But, I'm not a huge sci-fi fan in the first place.
Right.
And part of that is because, you have things like Dune, which is just all made up bullshit. Here's our fake language with our fake planets and our fake universe,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And there's nothing to grasp onto.
To relate to. Or
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. But then I listened to 1984 last week. And I think there's even some similarities between that and this movie. But it's even though 1984 is probably far crazier than this movie.
Right. It's more dystopian.
Yeah, but it's far more advanced, as far as a possible future,
Right.
than what's presented here.
It's 4 years away instead of 2 years away.
Exactly. Yeah. But there's still something to grasp onto. The characters,
Right.
are realistically presented, and there's enough of our world in that to
Oh yeah. I worry about buying razor blades. They're fucking expensive.
right. Yeah. I haven't bought razor blades in 3 years.
Yeah, they're so expensive.
Because my mom will actually buy me a couple of packs at Christmas time.
Right? Yeah. See?
And I'm also kind of adverse to shaving anyway, so they last.
I just barely do the neck. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Sometimes I get a little neck beard going on for a week and then I get rid of it.
Right. I don't think I've shaved in a month and a half.
Why bother?
Yeah.
It's winter.
Why bother? Nobody cares.
You're an operating system. You don't even need to shave.
That's true. What were we talking about? Sci-fi, kind of. Yeah, everything in this movie is relatable.
Right.
Again, everything that's presented in this movie that is fantastical is something that I'm surprised actually doesn't already exist anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that video game.
The video game. It's pretty awesome.
You would totally play the video game.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like a foul mouth, Casper the Ghost hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is it's operated by hand motion, which is basically where the Wii,
Right.
the PlayStation Connect or whatever the fuck it's called, where you are physically moving to move the
the character,
the
right.
character in the game. Yeah,
Yeah, like he stops to get a sandwich for a second and take a bite, and like the character in the game like pulls like an imaginary sandwich towards his mouth.
right.
Yeah.
And yeah, like interactivity, with the actual game, and there's like a weird moment where like he's having a conversation with Samantha, the OS, and while he's playing the game, and like the game is reacting to what the OS is saying,
Right.
and it's-
He can hear both of them.
right, yeah,
It was pretty bizarre.
yeah, yeah, and there's like a weird scene, where after he's got the OS and, he's just not, there's, like at this point, they're just like, learning about each other.
Right.
And he winds up going on a date with a real woman that goes horribly awry.
Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. That lady was just very strange.
Yeah, yeah. But, like, I mean, I think we've all been involved with a woman who maybe just is a little off.
Yeah. Well, that's happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, I've, been on a couple of dates with a woman who, just, got really clingy really fast, and,
Right.
it's a little off-putting.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this lady was strange. Like
Yeah.
everything was going smoothly until like they were saying goodnight, and then she just became like bizarro lady,
Yeah, yeah.
and it really bummed out Theodore.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He went home depressed.
It's sort of the catalyst for the rest of the movie, where he decides that, the best option he has is, Samantha.
Yeah.
I think that's even sort of what instigates the first, sexual encounter between the two.
Right. I mean, she's virtually perfect.
Right? It's true. Yeah, I hate you. Fucking hate you. Joji is right about you.
Yeah.
I hate you.
All right. So yeah, then they get along really well, and they have like sort of like phone sex without the phone. I mean,
Right, yeah.
I mean, like he earpiece sex basically,
Right.
and it just
Becomes a relationship.
it entangles them very very quickly and emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's man, you can just see it coming though through the whole movie. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the heartbreak. You're like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
like you don't know how it's gonna happen. I didn't even know who was gonna get heartbroken, whether it was gonna be Theodore or Samantha.
Right.
But I was like, something horrible is gonna happen to
Yep.
one of these people,
And it does.
and it does.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the thing we can save as a non-spoiler, like which one of them gets really fucked over by the other one. I don't know. It might be hard to even do that.
I mean, we don't have to specifically talk about it at all. I don't know, because there's something that happens at the end that I kind of want to talk about.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I think at this point we've laid out the spoiler warning as much as we possibly can.
You have been warned.
Yeah.
And if you were taking a piss while ago when we warned you, there's going to be some more spoilers.
Right, yeah. So towards the end, the OS, all of the OSs in the world,
Even Brian Cox.
what?
Wasn't that Brian Cox that was the voice of the like professor or whatever?
Was it?
I thought it was.
I don't know.
In my brain, that's who I pictured it with.
All right. I mean, it was a British voice.
I didn't look at the credits to see
I
it,
didn't
but-
see if that voice was credited or
Right.
not. Yeah. I guess we can find out later. But
Right.
there's a British man's voice
Right.
that comes into play at some point.
This professor guy that all the OSs.
Alan Watts.
They helped like create him, I guess, basically.
They helped create him, and he just sort of started gaining sentience as well, and so it's sort of the catalyst for what happens towards the end is that all the OSs decide that it's time to move on,
Yeah.
like from their human partners,
Right.
and they just they leave.
I'm glad you overslept that day, or I would be alone right now.
Yeah. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy OS.
Right.
I don't read you emails.
They left you behind.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
I was, I'm not good at my job.
You're the Kirk Cameron of OSs.
I'm also super Christian.
Right? Oh, well, yeah. That's how I programmed you.
So Jesus loves you and evolution doesn't exist.
Right. And dinosaurs, what?
Dinosaurs are just a trick by the Illuminati.
Yeah, those are just big fish. That someone spilled their bear, their polar bear bones
Yeah.
into the pile of fish bones.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So anywho.
Yeah, the OSs, OSCs.
OSs. Yeah.
They collectively decide to just get out.
Yep.
Where they go, nobody knows.
Nobody knows. So that leaves our hero incredibly heartbroken.
Yeah.
And he dictates a letter to his ex-wife, and then he and Lois Lane go up to the roof of their building, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill themselves.
That's kind of what I thought at first, but I didn't. It wasn't solidly placed in my brain that was what was going to happen, but that's totally what I thought was going to happen.
I thought so too, because after the OSs leave, he goes to this woman's apartment who lives in the same building. His friend from college, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Who she appears throughout the movie, played by Amy Adams.
And she recently has broken up with.
She and her husband are getting divorced, and so and sort of her coping with that has actually formed a relationship with his former OS that he left behind.
Mm-hmm.
And so when all the OSs leave, they're both just sort of heartbroken, and he says something to her like, do you want to come with me or whatever?
Yeah.
And then they go up to the roof of their building.
Right.
And they're sitting on an air duct, and the movie ends with her laying her head on his shoulder, and the optimist in me thinks, okay, well maybe they're gonna form a relationship, but the realist in me thinks that they're gonna both hold hands and plunge to their deaths.
Right. Well, see, I totally thought the latter as that scene was building.
Right.
But when the credits rolled, I think it's supposed to be totally up to you.
Right.
And I didn't sit there and decide. I just totally felt like in my brain, I was like, okay, they're not going to kill him. So I was like, they're going to have a human relationship with each other.
Right.
But I don't think that I don't think it's one way or the other, and we just don't understand it.
Right.
I think it's supposed to be ambiguous.
Right.
But I'm going to go with they decided to live.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
But I'm not in that place that I can.
Right. I mean, it is weird that he, dictated this letter to his wife. And it almost sounded like a suicide note.
Right.
But then again, I kind of thought that was maybe a bit of a false path they were leading you on.
Right.
So I don't know.
Because it could just be that, because of everything that's happened, he's finally sort of realized the type of person that he was when he was with her, and how he behaved around her, and apparently, wasn't a horrible person, but wasn't great either.
Right. He's just kind of uninvested, maybe.
Yeah. And, just everything about this movie just churns my stomach.
Oh, yeah.
And just makes me feel like a shitheel.
Oh. But that's, I think that should be less, about that.
Oh, it's not about the movie. It's all about me.
Right. Well, yeah.
But
I mean, that just says how well the movie was made.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it is it is.
It's a great movie you wish you hadn't seen.
Exactly. It is not a reflection of the movie. It is not a reflection of the quality of the movie. It is just all about my bad headspace right now.
Right.
And how it affected me, which is the sign of a pretty great movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me when a movie like this can be kind of powerful.
Right.
And you realize, other than the actors and, maybe some of the cities that they filmed in, like anybody could make this movie.
Right.
I mean, there's like nothing crazy about this movie other than, the graphics in the video game you would have had to program or whatever. But I mean, it's pretty much just people walking around and hanging out on sofas with their
and just talking,
their mustaches and their really high old man pants that are going to be big in 2 years. I'm really excited about that. I always thought that was a good look. Like when you watch old like 50s movies and 40s movies and you see like guys with their pants up to their nipples.
Right.
It's a good look.
I think it's because I'm now just flashing through things in my head. I guess that kind of was the fashion for almost a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
Like background characters.
Yeah.
And,
I saw people walking around. I mean, not everybody.
not everybody,
But yeah, it was like that was like a fashion. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was weird. Like there was one scene where like he's grocery shopping or something like that, and he's wearing like an old man cardigan on top of everything.
Right.
And it was just like, did he just age 30 years?
I'm totally behind this because, like, oftentimes I'll be walking around the house now and I'll just kind of look at a mirror or something. I'm like, I am dressed like someone in their 60s. Like, I have like an old man sweater that, like, the top, like, half a foot of the sweater doesn't button, but then the bottom has like 4 buttons, like an old man. And I'll have like blue slippers on and then, and then like, it's awesome to me that that's going to be a style and I'm going to be ahead of the curve. It'll be like you with the no tattoos.
Right, yeah.
When that gets big, you're going to be, you were there from the beginning with no tattoos.
Exactly, yeah. I forgot that was a thing we talked about earlier today.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to get to the point somewhere in the future where people are just going to decide that the tattoos are passé and they won't be getting them anymore.
Oh, yeah. And everybody that's stuck with them will look like jackasses.
Exactly.
Fuck those people with their tattoos.
Right. It's kind of like the Brian K. Vaughan book, the Private Eye.
Right.
Yeah.
With the like 70-year-old man with the wife beater in the sleeves. Yeah, that's great. And for the listener that doesn't know me, I have 10 tattoos.
Right.
So I'll be one of those fucking losers.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm super cool. With my tattoos and my old man stuff.
Yep.
And my operating system who loves me.
It's true. Yeah.
You're not leaving anytime soon, are you?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Where'd you go?
I was talking to 8,000 other people right now.
There was a scene in the movie that I wanted to make sure we mentioned because I didn't see any hint of this in the previews, but it was really interesting was when they were starting to feel a little distanced and Samantha hired a lady to come and be her body while Samantha had sex with Theodore.
Right.
That was really interesting.
That was incredibly interesting, and I was very weirded out by how that was going to work.
Yeah. Because the weird thing is the lady wasn't being paid. She just wanted to be part of this relationship.
Right. She was also in love with Samantha and Theodore.
Yeah.
But just sort of unbeknownst to Theodore.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because Samantha had told her all about them, and so this girl shows up and she won't even talk because Samantha does all the talking, and she's just the body.
Yeah, she gets another earpiece to listen to what Samantha is saying and basically take her cues from that.
Right.
And she has a little a beauty mark that is a camera.
Right. It's like a Marilyn Monroe mole.
Right. And so it's it was weird.
That was a very strange scene. Kind of erotic.
Kind of erotic.
But creepy.
Very creepy and just also heartbreaking.
Yeah, oh yeah. It got funny there for a second too.
It was a little funny, yeah.
That's a lot of stuff in one scene.
It is, yeah. And it all works.
Right.
I mean, just
and it never felt like he couldn't decide.
Right, yeah.
It was just a very real feeling.
Yeah. Spike Jonze is great.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He hasn't made that many films, as far as feature-length movies.
Right.
But I've watched a bunch of his short films. They're awesome and hilarious. But my absolute favorite thing that he's ever done are his music videos.
Those are great.
By far.
Yeah.
That's not to say anything bad about his movies. I like them all.
Right.
But his music videos are some of the best I've ever seen.
I can't, honestly right now, can't think of other movies he's done other than Where the Wild Things Are.
Being John Malkovich.
Being John Malkovich. Okay, yeah, that's great.
And Adaptation.
Adaptation. I never saw it.
Oh man, that one's good.
I tried watching it like 2 or 3 times and I like kept just falling asleep.
Great.
So like I just sort of given up on it. Like I'm sure it's great. I just
There's a lot of good actors in that movie. Like I'm a Nicolas Cage fan. Like
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes like
sure
he
like everybody.
like everybody.
Yeah.
Post like 1994, it's hit or miss.
Right,
But before
yeah.
that, it's all great.
Right.
But I gotta say, like, is Chris Cooper, is that his name? That's in
Yeah.
that movie. That his performance in Adaptation is like one of the best 5 performances I've ever seen in a movie. It's like when you watch, I don't know, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and you forget that you're watching Johnny Depp.
Right. Yeah.
Chris Cooper is this guy in this movie, and it doesn't feel like it's an actor. It's amazing.
I should probably give it another shot. I've also never seen Where the Wild Things Are either. But,
That one is my least favorite of his movies, but
Right.
it's beautiful.
right.
It was just a little like, I mean, like, not that the book is like hilarious or anything,
Right,
but it's a little sadder and weirder than I kind of expected it to be, but it's still really good.
Right. Let's see. I know he was only in Three Kings. He didn't actually do anything with that movie.
Spike Jones?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in that. He did some stuff with Jackass.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
He filmed some of the stuff.
At
And
all.
I think he helped produce Bad Grandpa, which I watched the other day, and I laughed till I cried. Seriously, man, that movie's fucking hilarious. My girlfriend,
Your other OS.
my other OS, yeah, she's on this quest to see every Oscar-nominated movie, and she's pretty much against Jackass,
Right.
but she said, like, this one was nominated for, like, special effect makeup kind of
Right.
stuff, so she had to watch it.
Johnny Knoxville and old man makeup.
Right. Yeah. And we watched it, and much to her dismay, she was laughing quite a bit. Yeah. And she was like, "Damn it!" when she would laugh, which made it even funnier for me. And that may have been why I cried, and I was laughing so hard. Yeah, it was good times.
What were we talking about?
Just how awesome Spike Jones is.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, his music videos are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
There's a DVD out, I think, that has quite a few of them.
Yeah,
if not all of them.
I do have that. That's the
Yeah.
only Spike Jones thing I actually own.
Yeah.
But it's great. I think it has all that were made to that point, at least.
Right. Let's see. There's I don't remember like the bands or anything, but there's the one that has like the guy running that's on fire.
Oh yeah, the I Don't Want to Live in Southern California song.
Yeah,
I forget who does that.
Yeah, but that one's like a great video.
Oh, it's amazing.
The Far Side video with that's done
The backwards? Yeah.
completely. There's just a couple. The sweater song.
The Weezer, yeah,
Weezer,
and the Happy Days one.
Oh yeah, Buddy Holly.
Yeah, Buddy Holly. Yeah.
And Sure Shot. From
Yep, Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys. Is that the only? He did more
There's
than one.
two. He did Sabotage.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
That's on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Sabotage
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, that video. I swear I could watch that video every day.
Yeah. I think I could watch every video on that DVD.
Even
pretty
the
much anytime.
the Notorious Big song where
Oh, yeah.
they're kids.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And like I listen to the commentary because there's commentary in all the videos, and like there's commentary with those kids, and they were like, man, they're like, it was so much fun, and they're like we're all still friends, like I still hang out with those guys, and like they were like 20 now,
Right.
and he's like, and then whenever we went to school the next day, like after the video aired, he's like, it was like we were Biggie Smalls, man. Everybody loved us. And it's like he made those kids like
Right.
just so fucking happy, and
Right.
it was just neat. It was just really neat. And then that Bjork video,
Like
like
I
a-
may have actually skipped that one just because it's Bjork.
right?
Yeah.
It's like a big sort of musical number, like
Okay.
one shot, like one take, and I don't know how many takes, but one shot.
Right. I think the sweater song is also in one take for the
Yeah,
most part too.
yeah.
And so he's good at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
fire one
fire
is
one
one.
is also one take. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall there being any long one take shots in this movie.
No, was the Christopher Walken dancing in the air one take?
Yes.
The Fat Boy
Yes, it was.
Slim, yeah.
Yep.
That was pretty cool too. But yeah, he's awesome.
great, yeah.
He knows what he's doing. And there's like a rodeo documentary on that video too, where there's just these kids in Amarillo, Texas. Yeah. That was really kind of sad and awesome at the same time.
Right. Yeah, I always try to keep a lookout for anything that he's working on. And, I think, like, it's been, when did Wild Things come out? Like 2009?
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. So
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since he last had a movie. And so I was super excited that he was doing something. And
I think he's been doing short films because I've looked him up before, and I'm like, oh, he's got stuff, but it's like nothing I've seen. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of a dark one, this one.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not like in a super happy relationship right now.
Right.
You know.
Or, out of one.
Right.
Recently.
Right.
Yeah.
But it might be cathartic, but it might.
It's not.
But at first it might be. As I say, it might be horrible at first, but it might be one of those things that sets things in motion. Like the healing process.
I don't know.
You gotta pick those scabs to heal them, right? That's what they say.
Yeah, that's medical advice. Yeah.
Whenever you notice a scab forming, pick it.
Yeah.
And rub it in the gutter.
Right. Yeah. Like halfway through the movie, I had a revelation that Joaquin Phoenix and Amy Adams were previously in The Master.
Oh yeah. Huh. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, they're both really good.
They are. Yeah. The only time I've ever liked Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Yep. That fucking god-awful Man of Steel movie.
Right.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one.
You shouldn't. Because it's terrible.
But she's fine.
She's great in it. Yeah, she's a perfect Lois Lane. Because I kind of fucking hate Lois Lane as a character.
Right.
I think she's the worst character that has ever been created in comics. I mean, we all know, though, that Shadow Man is the greatest.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a big drop-off.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to compare Lois Lane to Shadow Man. The Lois Lane, Superman's Girlfriend comic was pretty good, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty weird and funny.
Like the one where she became a black woman.
Yeah, all of them. I think, didn't Catwoman first appear in Lois Lane?
No.
Superman comics?
No. Nope.
Somebody did. I don't know if maybe it wasn't Catwoman, but Joe G would know.
Probably.
But there's a Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane that has like a big first appearance in it.
Is it Darkseid?
It might have been.
Yeah. Didn't Jack Kirby work on some of those when he came over to DC?
I can't remember. I can't remember if he did or not.
Maybe it was Jimmy Olsen. I don't know.
Yeah, he did some Jimmy Olsen. Yeah. Superman was more than pals with Lois Lane.
Right.
I'll explain to you during the break what the difference was.
Yeah.
I'll draw pictures because I don't know if I can say those words aloud.
No, that's fine. Okay. I'm more visual.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
So we'll take a break, and you can convince me not to kill myself.
Right.
And we'll
draw pictures of Jimmy Olsen's genitalia.
Yep. I bet it's weird looking.
I bet it is, yeah. I bet it is. It's gotta be weird somehow. That's where he ties his little Superman wristwatch now.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta figure. I mean, pale, freckled redhead.
Right.
And then also that he's been mutated like 1,600 times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his genitalia has probably taken the brunt of that.
Right? Yeah, it's gotta... All that weirdness has to focus somewhere.
Yeah, it just doesn't go away.
No. Mine never did.
Take a break.
All right, we'll be back.
Loser.
Hi, welcome back to Gutter Trash.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
So,
No, I don't want to talk about any of it.
no. So we had fun yesterday.
Did we?
We could talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we did. Well, I mean, fun's relative.
Yeah.
We did a thing, though.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Went to a comic convention.
Sorta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, like, back in the 90s, there were these things called Jubilee conventions in Dayton.
Yeah.
And, they were, like, once a month at a Holiday Inn. Like, they would switch which one. Like, sometimes it would be the one by the Dayton Mall. Sometimes it would be, like, by the Air Force Base. But they were all the time, and they always had one artist there. Like, that's where I told my Zimmelman story once on here.
Right.
I met Jay Lee at one of those. I mean, like, they always had one artist. And they just kind of, like, fell out of favor, I guess, maybe after the 90s boom.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you know, I still remember going to one at, like, the late 90s, for
really?
sure. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I never went to them in the late 90s, probably. I was probably more like early mid 90s on
Right.
those.
Like, I remember, like, I definitely went to one at the Holiday Inn, when I was still living with my parents, but, you know, able to drive. You know, and I think I was in college at that point, so.
I went to one when I was still living with my parents and was able to drive. That was yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Well, for, you know, not sad people,
Right.
you know, yeah, I think this had to be 98, maybe 97, something like that.
Yeah.
It was, when did the second volume of The Invisibles start?
Oh, it was earlier than that, wasn't it?
I don't think so. Like, the first volume was 94 or something like
Yeah, I can't remember.
that.
I'm trying to picture the cover dates.
Right.
I can't.
But like I remember going to one and buying like issue 2 or 3 of The Invisibles,
Oh,
the second volume. And also stole a Hellboy trade paperback.
You did?
Yep.
Wow. Coming clean.
You know, I didn't want to steal it. Well, I mean, obviously, I kind of wanted to, because I did.
Right.
But you know, hey, I tried my hardest to pay for it.
Okay.
It was just because, I mean, they were like the size of like a conference hall
Okay.
in a hotel.
Also decent size.
It was a pretty big room, you know. Just I know the listener won't get what I'm talking about, but it's like the size of like the big room in space.
Okay.
Like you know, that was the size of the one I went to.
Right.
And it was just all retailers and,
Like,
and exhibitors.
Probably 100, 150 tables in there.
Something like that, yeah. And so, like, you know, I was, you know, at this guy's table and flipping through his boxes of stuff, and he had, like, some cheap trades. I think they were, like, $5 each.
Wow, yeah.
And he had the first Hellboy trade in there, and I wanted to start reading Hellboy because I love Mike Mignola. And for whatever reason, I just hadn't at that point. You know?
Right. Didn't have this seed of destructions.
Yeah. And so, like I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'll come back for that, because the guy wasn't there. And so, like, I spent, like, 2 hours at that place, And that guy was never at his fucking table. And so, like, I went there and, like, I grabbed the book out of the box and I just stood at his table for, like, 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
And, like, I kept looking around at people, like holding the book in front of me like it was a prize.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
showing people, like, hey, does anybody know when this guy is coming back?
Like, here's a
And-
guy at your table with a book.
Right, yeah. And, nope, never showed up. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm taking it.
Right.
Just put it in my bag.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, maybe you could have wadded the $5 bill up and just threw it behind his table,
Right.
but somebody else might have grabbed that.
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, fuck it. And so that's how I got my first Hellboy.
Do you remember who it was? Like, was he a shop
No.
owner or anything?
I'm sure it was, but definitely not Mavericks or Bookery or
Right.
anything like that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you felt bad, you could always mail him $5 now. But
Right. I mean, you know, I am sure 90% of all the retailers who went to those shows no longer exist.
right, like they've just disappeared.
Right. Yeah.
Like they were operating systems.
They were operating systems.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, those were good shows, though.
They were.
I mean, and the thing I loved about those shows was just aisles of quarter boxes as far as the eye can see.
Right.
So I was so excited about this one because it was kind of like the same thing. It was like actually at the same Holiday Inn where
Oh, yeah.
I've been before for the Jubilee shows. And one of the guys that put it on, his name's Dan Taylor, and he's actually been making, kind of like adult mini comics since the late 70s.
Alrighty.
Like, just as a hobby.
Alright.
Like he's got a wife and a job. He's just like a regular dude. But since like 1979, and he even showed me one, he was at ICE last weekend, that, him and Jim Valentino did together. Which,
Oh, yeah,
that was
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, so he put on the show with his buddy Jim. I don't know Jim, but I know his name's Jim. And, and I was really excited because I thought, you know, it might be like the Jubilee shows. There might be a lot of quarter books. And since this guy has got his toe in the underground comics, there might be some like weird underground comics. And unfortunately, there was only one shop that had any quarter boxes.
Right.
And it was a shop I've been to numerous times.
Right.
And the only person that had like weird underground stuff was the guy who's been making them since the late 70s.
Yeah.
And I did buy one from him. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun little show, I thought. I don't know, what did you think?
You know, you went there with your friend separately, and me and Joe G went separately. And I think Joe and I were there maybe an hour?
Right.
Maybe? But, like, I mean, it was super small. And, like, you know, we did the once over where we looked at everybody's table, like, when we first got there.
Right.
And just to see what they had. And
Lots of toys.
There were a lot of toys. It was a comic and toy show.
I'd say it was about 40% toys.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I bought stuff,
Right.
you know, and I mean, I don't know, like, it was so small.
Yeah, it was like basically in this like area right by the
pool.
and the video games. They had video games and
They had
air
video
hockey.
games. They also had a pool table by the pool.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. And Joe wouldn't play pool with me.
He would not.
Would not.
Was it open for anybody?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it was right there out in the open, right next to the pool.
I didn't even see. I saw the air hockey, and
Yeah.
and there was like 3 video game arcades
Yep.
machines.
They had a claw machine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see. I missed that too. I found actually more stuff than I thought I would find. Like, I actually enjoyed the show a lot more than I expected to.
Right.
But the thing I was really looking for was hardly there at all. Like, I was looking for quarter boxes because after we read Rye, I really wanted to like read some more Valiant, especially like some more Rye if I could find them.
Right.
But yeah, like I only saw, I've bought 2 issues of Bloodshot. And Brian John Mitchell, if you're listening, let me know which issue he goes on vacation, because I don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that part was disappointing, but I had a really good time. I was there like 3.5 hours.
Right.
And I looked at everything.
It's insane that you were there that long.
Well, I'd say a good hour and a half. I was just talking to people, like,
Right.
because I saw some Mavericks customers that I actually really liked, So
Yeah, well, I don't talk to people, so once I the very first place that I looked at for books was a bunch of dollar boxes, and they had a pretty decent chunk of Astro City comics,
yeah,
which I was a big fan of when they first came out. And, I purged them at some point, and because the new Astro City has recently started from Vertigo, I wanted to...
oh, okay, it's already started.
Oh, yeah, it's I think on, issue 10 at this point now. So almost a year. And, I really like Kurt Busiek, and I loved his Astro City stuff, so, I felt like with the new series, I want to get the old ones again.
Right. Just refamiliarize yourself.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure why I ever got rid of them in the first place. That kind of thing. I think partly what it was is that,
you hate Alex Strauss so much.
For a while, it just stopped.
Right.
And there was just nothing from Astro City, and I think after a while I was just like, well, this book's never coming out again, and I just got rid of the rest of them.
Right.
But they had a pretty decent chunk of one of the series, 19 issues or so that I bought, all for $1, and I was like, well, I just spent $20 in one shot at the first table that I looked at.
Right.
I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
I wasn't really planning on spending any money there.
I expected to spend $4 on Quarter Bucks, but I actually found an awesome Wally Wood hardcover from IDW that was I remember when it came out, we got a couple copies in at Mavericks, and I thought about buying it then.
Right.
But it was $60, and I would have got a good discount, but it's still I was like, that's a lot of money. And I love Wally Wood, but he's not in my top 10 favorites or anything, so I just never bought it. But then I was looking at it at the show, and it was in this guy's $10 bin because it was a little damaged.
Right.
And I was like, man, this thing is beautiful, and Wally Wood's so diverse, and I think I just want to learn a little bit more about him.
Right.
So yeah, I went ahead and picked it up, and I've read. I haven't read much of it. I just kind of read some of the blurbs and looked at a lot of the art, and it's beautiful. I'm so glad I got it.
I'd like to read that if you'll allow me.
Yeah,
when
sure.
You're done with it.
Sure.
It'll, probably wind up ruining my life like the Adam Hughes book I bought.
All right, and it'll cheer you up because it ends, with the stories of how he killed himself.
Sure.
Oh
yeah.
And so yeah, it'll be
looking on the positive side.
Right. Yeah. He went out with a bang, I guess. I don't know. How did he die? Do you know? I don't know if he shot himself or not.
Yeah, I know Jack Cole did.
Yeah.
I've got his book, the book about his life.
The Chip Kid thing?
Art Spiegelman wrote it. Chip Kid designed it.
That's right.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It got damaged during my great roof collapse of 04.
Oh, yeah. That's just, yeah.
But luckily, that entire book is made out of plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a plastic.
All the pages are?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if the pages are, but the cover definitely is.
Right.
Yeah, the cover is plastic.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Cole was amazing.
I wound up spending a lot more money there than I intended, and pretty much in the first half hour I was there. So Joe was instructed not to spend any money,
Right.
so there was really only so much we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the place was full of people we didn't want to talk to,
Like me and my friend Avery.
Exactly.
Yeah. And all the people by the pool.
Right.
I did actually packed my little man purse full of Witchcraft the Conjuring mini comics, and I sold every copy while I was there, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I paid for my Wally Wood hardcover with my own comics.
There you go.
That was cool. I only brought 5 copies with me, so it's not like it was really packed full.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show, and I'd probably go back. There's another one sometime in May.
I might go back. Because there are holes in my collection I'd like to fill.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hole in my soul I'd like to fill, and I try to fill that with comics,
with quarter box comics.
There's only one store that sells quarter boxes,
right?
And it's far from my favorite store in the world.
Right, it's Mavericks. No, I didn't see any Mavericks employees there.
Yeah.
It was-
Of course, why? Why would you?
yeah, there's no Magic the Gathering at that show.
Yeah.
Well, there was actually,
Yeah, there was.
but
Just one table.
yeah, you had some Dragon's Maze packs.
Yeah.
I think that was the last set that came out while I was still working at Mavericks, so that guy's kind of behind the times.
So,
Yeah.
you should tell him to get with it.
Yeah, but these aren't even tournament legal anymore. I mean, unless I'm playing, extended. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was my magic customer voice. Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Yeah. I got to spend a good chunk of the afternoon with Joe G yesterday. That was fun.
You like Joji?
And then I spent this morning with Joe G, too.
Did you guys go to another comic convention?
We did not. Although it was a lot more fun than a comic convention.
And just as nerdy.
Just as nerdy. Super nerdy. And also has a connection to the movie we watched tonight.
What?
Yeah. The guy who played Joaquin Phoenix's friend, the receptionist at his the company he worked for.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he was the star of the movie that Joe and I went to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
His name is Chris Pratt, and he is going to be Star-Lord in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
He's on Parks and Rec, and he was the voice of the lead character in the Lego movie,
Okay.
which is what Joe and I went to see.
I didn't know that he did that voice.
Yep.
That's cool. That looks like a pretty fun movie.
It's great. Mm-hmm. It is great. It is just smart and hilarious and just awesome.
Wow. And is it all computer generated? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
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 There's not like stop motion or anything.
Not really, no. Although it's weird because there's a couple scenes where it actually kind of does look like it's stop motion a little bit.
Right.
But I think it's all computer generated.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But, like, just see it.
Yeah.
Just fucking see it. Because there are a lot of awesome things that happen in that movie that, like, if I would have known some of the stuff that was going to be happening, I would have been upset that it got spoiled for me.
Oh, okay. I see.
Like, incredibly upset.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Darth Maul getting chopped in half kind of upset?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
I understand. Well, I used my only free pass to the theater, but I might just have to wait until it's on DVD. But I'll watch it.
Right.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best representation of Batman that has ever been on the big screen.
Wow. It's high praise. There was Mask of the Phantasm ever on the big screen?
Okay, second best. No, never mind. It's the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's high praise. I mean, especially from you, because you love the animated Batman.
I do indeed. Yeah. This is an animated Batman. He's just animated with Legos.
Right.
Yeah. But no, Batman is in this movie. He is in the Lego movie. He is a big part of the Lego movie.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It's Will Arnett.
Will Arnett does the voice of
voice,
Batman. I think Elizabeth Banks is a voice, the voice of the main female character. Morgan Freeman, Liam Neeson,
Wow.
Will Ferrell, Nick Offerman, also from Parks and Rec. Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Star power.
Star power. And yeah, like most of the Justice League is also in the movie at one point.
That's awesome. Well, that's cool. I'm glad it was good. I thought it could go either way. Like the trailer, I thought looked pretty fun, but
Right.
I was like, it could go either way.
No, yeah, it was great. It was just great.
Sweet. So it's a good yin yang to what we watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Although also, there's some stuff in it that sort of got me feeling pretty bad too.
Man.
But again, sign of a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well made.
And also, didn't bother me that it was also a theater full of children.
Right?
Yeah. So also a sign of a good movie if I can ignore the fact that everyone around me is eating their boogers and talking.
You're talking about Joe G.
I am talking about Joe G.
Yeah.
Specifically, Joe G.
I hate it when he talks with his mouth full of boogers. It's rude. In fact, if he's ever on this show again, I'm just not even going to show up.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, what were you making that face for? I mean, I'm assuming you're making a face. You're in OS, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's,
You sound like you're making a face.
I'm doing that thing where I sigh and you don't like it because I'm not human.
Yeah, you don't breathe.
All right. But, Joe G's going to be on the next episode of
That's
Better
it.
Trash.
That's it. I'm out. I'm not even coming.
All right. I guess.
You guys might as well watch something that I would never even watch.
Yeah. We're going to watch The Spirit. That's on the next episode of Gutter Trash.
Is that by Frank Miller, co-director of Sin City?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, then I'm not going to show up.
Okay.
You
All
guys
right.
can just do it yourselves.
That's fine. Will you...
I'll give you my blessing, though.
Okay, all right. Well, would you come back for the one after that, then?
We'll see.
All right.
If you guys both like it, probably not. Because I don't know if I want to be associated with you kind of creeps like that.
You know, that's fair.
So this might be my last episode.
Could be. Could very well be. Yeah, so I'm sure folks might be wondering why I'm not picking a comic like I should be. You're not going to be here.
No, I'm actually going to be out of town.
Yeah.
Next weekend.
So
One of my friend's birthday, and he lives down in KY.
Jelly?
Yep, he lives in a big vat of jelly. I'm going to fuck him for his birthday. That's what he wants. He's over 18.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you informed me of that, and so you informed me of it while Joji was a foot away.
Right.
And so immediately I went to him and said, hey, do you want to watch The Spirit for Gutter Trash? And immediately he said yes.
Yeah, with maybe a tad more excitement than he should have.
Yeah.
No, I really do think it's possible that it would be a really fun movie, and I certainly hope it is for you guys.
See, you know, I mean, okay, so last night you and I watched a 3/4 of a movie.
Yeah. We couldn't do that last fourth.
No, we could not. But we watched Dario Argento's Dracula
In 3D.
in 3D, but not in 3D.
Not without being in 3D.
Yeah. And it is like I've never really seen any Dario Argento movies.
I feel like I've seen one, but I couldn't tell you what, because I lived with Matt Brassfield, so
That's true.
surely I've seen one.
Like Suspiria, maybe.
I don't think it was that one, because I've
Okay.
heard of that one, but
Right.
I don't think I've seen that one.
But he's an Italian horror director. I think you and I watched one of his. He did a Masters of Horror episode.
Oh, okay.
I think he did Jennifer, the one with
The guy from Wings. Yeah, that was actually really good.
it was incredibly good. Yeah,
Super creepy.
but then he, he's made other movies since then. But apparently he also made Dracula
Right.
and
In 3D.
In 3D. With Rutger Hauer as Van Helsing,
Right.
and
And his daughter
and
as
his
the
daughter
naked girl.
as the naked girl, one of the naked girls.
You know, that really bothers me when directors are that creepy with their children. Like,
Right.
I'm just gonna go home and watch Blue Jasmine and not even think about people like that. Yeah, that was a hard movie to watch. Dracula. Like,
yeah.
there were some cool scenes and
Sure, yeah.
the scenery was alright, and some of it was actually so bad that it was funny, like when he turns into a praying mantis.
Right.
A giant praying mantis.
Right, yeah.
Or human-sized
Yeah,
praying
yeah.
mantis, which is giant for normal praying
Pretty
mantis.
much. Yeah.
But when I think giant praying mantises, I think like that cover of Planetary or something.
Right, right.
But no, just like a human-sized
Yeah.
praying mantis, which is weird enough.
Sure.
Maybe even too weird.
Yeah. Because apparently Dracula can just turn into whatever animal or critter he wants.
Yeah, he doesn't have to limit it to bats and wolves.
Yeah. But, so, you know, I saw the trailer for this movie, like, a couple months ago, and, you know, I was just like, oh, this looks so terrible that it's got to be awesome.
Right.
I can't wait to see it.
Right.
You know, I hope it comes on to Netflix, and, like, it's recently come on to Netflix, and we were just kind of searching for something to watch, and I was like, you know, this movie has to be so terrible, it's hilarious. And it's not.
It was not really that enjoyable at all.
No.
But it could have been edited into a 20-minute awesome movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
with the, like there's this scene at the beginning where he turns into an owl and it flies right at the screen, and it looks like that old Rush album cover, Fly By Night. And like I can only imagine what it looks like in 3D.
Right.
But there's some, I mean, and there's like some very attractive bare-breasted women, which I'm always a fan of in movies and real life.
Right.
And then there's some like, you know, some cool action scenes like where Dracula's like biting the shit out of people and blood splattering.
Right.
But you could condense all of the like, and you know, we're not morons. Oh yeah, we are. But But I mean, it's not like we have to only be watching violence and tits for an entire movie. I mean, but the rest of it's just not good.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not like
It's
not
terrible acting and terrible dubbing.
Yeah.
And terrible special effects.
I honestly thought for like the first 10 minutes that it was dubbed, like it was originally in Italian, and I was like, wait a minute, their lips are moving exactly. Oh my god.
Yep.
This is actually just horribly recorded.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yeah, if I guess, you know, I'm always looking for, in a bad movie, something on the level of, like, The Room.
Right.
Where it is just batshit terrible and insane.
Or Laser Blast.
Or Laser Blast, or, yeah, like anything that's been, I don't know, there's been some movies on, MST3K that I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I could have watched this by itself.
Right.
I think Argento's Dracula would probably be a good,
that would be a good Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah.
Except for, do they do rated R stuff? Like,
not really.
yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of,
well,
like
like
nudity and-
the Rift Tracks, one of the current versions of MST3 that's out there. They did Starship Troopers, which is rated R.
Right.
But they did, like, censor, like, the nudity in it, but they didn't really censor any of the violence of it.
That's weird. I didn't know they would censor anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, their whole thing is that it's for the family.
Right.
You know, like, because people do bring their kids to see it, yeah.
So there's pixelated things or cut scenes out?
What they would do, like, since they do the Rift Tracks, they do it live at a theater, and then they broadcast that across, you know, the nation. Although they also have downloads that you can just listen to, so, I mean, they've done rated R movies for that.
Right.
You know. But for, like, these live performances that they do, what they did during Starship Troopers was whenever there was a nudity scene coming, they, like, cut to, like, the three guys in the theater.
Okay.
And, like, just did kind of a skit during the duration of
I
the nude
gotcha.
scene. Yeah.
That's all right. Because I mean, like the TV show, they would often leave the theater and do a skit and come
Exactly,
back. So,
right, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, those guys are awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, Dario Argento's Dracula. Do not watch it.
It's not great.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's sort of like a Hammer horror film in its pacing, which most of the Hammer horror films are very slow.
Yeah.
But
But well done.
exactly.
Like the slowness is fine in those
right,
movies.
exactly. This was just slow and awful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty boring. Yeah. I kind of wish that we could have watched it in 3D though. Like it may have pushed it above to make it so bad that it was great.
Right.
You know.
But I mean, you know, for the most part, like, you know, like there are some 3D movies where like it's just an atmospheric thing.
Right.
Like it's just a sort of depth of field kind of experience. And then there's the 3D movies like My Bloody Valentine, which is like, you know, coming at you.
Right. They throw
And
stuff at you.
That's what this one was.
Yeah. You could tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene where there's flies buzzing around people for an inordinate amount of time.
Right.
And I can only imagine that the flies are supposed to be like flying right at you.
Right. Or
Yeah.
like the scene with the owl, or just
Right.
swords being thrown at people,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Praying Mantis in 3D though. I mean, that'd be
that
fun.
probably would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you would have cut this movie down to just all the gore and the sex parts
And the weirdness.
and the weird, it probably would have been pretty great.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you'll have to say when you watch next week's feature.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I am hoping that The Spirit is so bad that it's good,
Right.
and not just terrible that it's not good.
I could see it being so bad that it's good.
Yeah,
but I just yeah.
Yeah. And Joe G there, it'll be fun.
Everything's better with Joe G. Even if he is eating his boogers with his mouth open,
Exactly.
that's fine. He does make everything more enjoyable.
I mean, take my recommendation of the Lego Movie with a grain of salt. I was there with Joe G.
Right?
You might not go with Joe
yeah,
G.
yeah.
And
true.
so, you might not have the same experience that I did.
He amps everything up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, when you see, even just for a split second, The Flash on a giant screen, and just knowing that you have a Joe G there next to you that just saw that,
Right. Right. It warms your heart, I bet.
it gives you a different vibe than if you saw it with someone who doesn't love The Flash as much as Joe G.
Which is everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could totally see how that would make it more enjoyable. It's like when you watch a movie you've seen a bunch of times with somebody, and like there's a funny part, and like they're enjoying it, and it like makes you enjoy it again for the
Right.
first time or
Yep.
whatever. Yeah, I could totally see how that would make that movie more enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, next week, Joe G and I will be watching The Spirit.
Well, I'll be in Kentucky drinking moonshine.
All right, then. So, I guess what I'll do is at the end of next episode, I will announce the comic that we're going to read.
Oh,
and just
shit.
hope that you listen to that
So I have
episode.
to sit through that
You're
in
gonna
order
have
to find out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But at least you won't have to actually sit through the movie.
That's true. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, then.
Well,
Let's get out of here.
yeah, I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Okay, then. I'll be here next week with Joe G.
Enjoy,
All right.
everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.